What's good, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Power 2 podcast presented by Get Defensive Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Jordan, and I am here. We are in the triumvirate with my co-hosts, DJ and Dante.
Hey, not the squint, child.
I got my glasses on. I can't see.
Where are your glasses?
I'm cleaning them. That's why.
I was about to say, niggas is going to the gym wearing their hats backwards and they're not wearing their glasses. What is happening?
Wait, hold on. The hat backwards thing, I give you that. That's because this up here, this right here, this is terrible. That's why this is on.
He said this under here?
But like, what's wrong with the gym?
I'm just saying, you trying to...
I'm trying to get in shape, Yeah.
For who?
Me. Why do we everybody? Why? You know what? I'll give you the real answer. My nephews. Boom.
All right. Hell is waiting for you.
Wholesome. No, you had nephews running around. They want to be tossed 700 feet in the air and stuff like that. You know what? I'm gonna let you.
Oh, they're
have
still
that one.
young. Okay,
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah,
oh, we love babies.
Yeah.
Oh. Then they get to talking and having their own sentient thought, and it's like, oh, okay.
My sister be posting about my nephew because he hasn't stopped talking since he learned how to talk.
And you know what?
That little boy always got something to say.
Kids are so funny. Did y'all see, speaking of kids, Joel Embiid finally winning a game 7 and his kid is like, hey, Dad, I lost a tooth. Like, did you see it? I lost a tooth.
I had it on mute. But I saw him like talking and like playing at his mouth. I didn't know what he was talking about.
He was like, Daddy, do you see this? And then he kept asking him. Like, he was like, I don't give a fuck about these cameras, like, about these interviews. Do you see this tooth?
That baby was giant, but I promise you that baby was no more than like...
That baby was probably 2.
Yeah, that baby was no more than like 3 or 4. He doesn't know his dad is Joel Embiid. All he knows is, Dad, you haven't been home all day. I lost a tooth.
He was like, I know that there's like basketball and stuff going on. However, this tooth.
Yeah. He did lose a tooth, so I'd say maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But like no more than that. That was a giant baby, but that was clearly a baby. Like he picked it up and it was just all limbs. So yeah, your dad is 7 foot, dog. Very clearly, your dad is 7 foot.
You have a very large father.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, we're going to start this out with negativity. This is the Power 2 podcast that is not presented by any sports betting, because sports betting is an ill that is the pain of society. Well,
we are starting off with violence for real.
All three of us said we would sell out, have we not?
I'm starting to rethink selling out to betting companies only. But the rest of them, like,
Beyonce is here. Sorry, y'all. I'm watching the Met Gala. Hold on, Beyonce. I've been waiting for Beyonce to show up this entire time. Y'all
just
keep
mute yourself. We can't hold on.
Not actually hold on. Y'all just keep talking. And if you see me looking, I'm looking at Beyonce.
She said, pause the podcast. She said nobody could talk. She said nobody could talk.
I did not say that. I literally did not say that. I just said, hold on. Because I was trying to explain why I just started screaming. I'm watching. Oh my gosh!
And reacted, dog.
And baby Beyonce. It's Beyonce and baby Beyonce. Hold on.
She said, "Nobody, shut up, shut up, turn off the podcast, press stop."
And I'm sorry, all these white people have been walking the carpet looking very mediocre. I've been waiting for some fashion. I've been waiting for some good clothes. Only the black people have shown up like they're going to the Met Gala. Everybody else, I don't know where they're going because it's not the Met Gala. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all, I'm just saying, y'all keep talking. If you see me looking away, it's because Beyonce has finally showed up.
That's fine. Beyonce's at the Met Gala. People are looking like they're not going to the Met Gala. And Brandon Sworesby is not going into the locker room because he's about to lose his eligibility because he was gambling on anything possible. Like, and when I say anything possible, I mean anything possible. Like that, he was going to baseball games and betting on strikes and balls live.
See, when I hear anything, I'm hearing like betting on the war or betting on Trump saying, because that's real. You could bet on those things.
I wouldn't be surprised. The way he was betting, I would not be surprised if he was also doing that.
Damn,
but the biggest problem
with playing in a basketball game.
Yeah, dog. Like I told you they're not playing.
They played last night. Like
it was a night before. They were on Saturday. They were Saturday.
They were Saturday?
That's what you get for going to game 7 in the first round. Hello?
Yeah. Because
Whoa. They
yesterday
had
was
to come back
past
from
Toronto.
3-1.
Yeah, yesterday was
Right,
past
but that's what
Toronto
you get. You
and
don't get rewarded for
Detroit
playing all 7 games.
Magic. Well, I'm just saying they were the 7 seed, so like the bass in your voice is kind of directed to the wrong one because they upset. We happy
They
for
did
them.
upset. That is true. I'm
You
just
did
saying
say that like they were the 1 seed who
if you
had to go
go to
7.
7
Like,
games, oh well, tough cookies. You get 1 day, drink some water, go to the hyperbaric chamber, and get your life together.
well,
You played
that
7
is the way,
games.
that is the way they be doing the league.
I'm just saying. Oh well, drink some Gatorade, some liquid
I guess
IV,
I
whatever you
guess the
got.
question that needs to be asked is, did Brendan Sorsby get any of his predictions correctly? Because he was betting on basketball.
Did he win a lot of money?
Statistically,
you know he was betting on basketball.
He had to get something correct. Statistically,
well, I know.
I just meant
the first round. I just meant the first round. He was betting on these games. Who did he have? Did he have
He had to get something right. I promise you, he definitely got the Celtics wrong. Because
most people got the Celtics wrong.
Fuck Boston, and I was like, they're gonna easily beat Philly and just go to the second round.
Nah, Philly was on I mean, that was a down 3-1 situation too, right? Am I making that up?
They blew a lead, yes.
But Joel didn't play in every one of those games. Am I making
that
up too?
We're getting to
Okay,
basketball.
I'm just saying. I was just saying. Well, whatever.
But you were correct. You were correct. He did not. He was injured for the first.
Okay, he's sans appendix.
He came back to game 2. I think he came back game 2.
Okay, well, anyways.
It was just barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the topic at hand.
We gonna get to that because I was watching Game 7. Y'all know I don't really watch basketball till it's important, but Game
Jordan
7
was talking to me about basketball.
He brought it up. I watched all 1, 2, 3 of them. All 3 of them, I did watch them. In the news, Paige speaks out. Some of this news is old because we weren't here last week. Don't ask us why it happens, right? We're all people, right? You know, we're adults. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Niggas be in class or whatever.
See, the way you say that makes it be my fault when we all had things going on, and now I want to put all y'all business out there, but I will accept that I was in class since you want to just throw subtle shade.
Cool situation. I can say there was a medical situation.
It's fine.
Whatever.
I'm going
to introduce the damn news
because this is
actually.
I was in class. Paige Bueckers spoke out
specifically
against the people trying to understand her relationship, and she basically said,
we're not new to this.
We're together.
We're true to this.
We're not new to this. Get the fuck out my business. We're professionals. That's it. That's what she said. Word for word, bar for bar.
For the most part. Because the thing about it is, I think it's very important to point out that no other time in journalistic history have these women actually been asked about their personal relationships in this way and this much. And we're just not starting a culture around that. There's no need for that. Like, they asked Paige about her and they asked AZ about her and Paige. The WNBA PR team was the Dallas Wings PR team was like, no, we're not answering that question. Then they asked DeWanna Bonner about her relationship with Alyssa Thomas, and they've been together, as far as we know, for almost a decade and have never been asked about their relationship. DJ Carrington and Alyssa Smith played on the Wings together last year when they were together. They never asked them about the relationship. Like, stop trying to make stuff up. It's just weird. There's other things to ask. If you want to ask AZ about Paige, you can. They did play at UConn together. But the way that it was like, well, are you guys still together? This is not the Shade Room. Like, we're not doing this. And also, it got out of hand because people were also trying to say that for some reason, AZ got drafted to the Wings because of her relationship with Paige. Respectfully, AZ has been a would-be #1 pick since she set foot in college. So her just happening to go to the same team as her girlfriend is really just like dumb luck. So I don't know why we're trying to make this into something that it's not. But one thing about a woman from UConn, when she sits down and she gives you a real serious look, she's about to eat you. So, love that for Paige, because she straight up said, this is the last time I will be addressing it. And they haven't asked her about it since. Period.
Allyson Felix, is coming back for the 2028 Olympics. That is the 7-time gold medalist, Allyson
7
Felix.
of them. 7 of them.
From LA, so she is coming back for the LA Olympics. Also,
Steph Curry's on the carpet.
Summer Olympics hasn't been in the United States in a while, so I imagine there are going to be multiple people who, there are multiple people who are going to try to extend their careers to be in the Olympics in the United States. They're like, I can't think of her name, Gretchen maybe? I can't think of her name, but like one of the like OG swimmers. long distance swimmers, she hasn't like even retired yet, and she's kind of at that point, and a lot of the rumors are because it's in LA. So we'll see if this becomes a trend, if anyone else is gonna do it. But this is dope at 40 something by the time, if
She'll
she's
be
not 40 yet,
42.
she'll
She'll
be
be 42.
42 in 2028. So
I think it's also really cool because she did the IMO podcast with Michelle Obama, which if you need another podcast to watch other than
I
our
don't.
own, I would highly suggest it because their interviews are really good. Also, another person who just recently did it was Angel Reese, and her episode was really good. But basically, Allyson Felix talked about the fact that she kind of was inspired for a few different reasons, but one of them was like the concept of like having ambition after achievement. Like she's done everything that you could do as far as being an Olympian goes, but it's like, what's wrong with, going for it just to go for it? Like at this point, she knows what she can do. She's won all these gold medals, but like, what's wrong with going for it just to go for it? And also, she speaks about it, not necessarily on the podcast, but like in general, about actually seeing LeBron and seeing how highly he performs at his age and kind of seeing like, hey, like this is really possible. Like this isn't just like, well, this lady's 4 years old and she's like crazy for this. Like we have a real time example of somebody who can show athletic prowess and excellence after a certain age. And, what's wrong with just trying? Like, let's be a little less serious. What's wrong with just saying, I'm going to get myself together and see if I can actually do this? And I just think that's so cool.
We love to see it. Hopefully it works out for her. Even if it doesn't, who cares? Like we are
She
at
did
a
it.
point where we can't. Yeah, like we are beyond the legacy talk for her, just like we're beyond the legacy talk for a lot of people. I also think that it's just like, I mean, it's like the Olympics. You don't just get to walk in there. Like if she gets there, it's because she won the trials and the other sort of thing. So, but kudos for her for trying and coming back. Um, yeah.
They brought that back to Netflix.
And NCAA news, there's a lot of NCAA news. So the first thing
Oh, the
is,
NCAA is pissing me off.
I don't even know why they're pissing you off.
They're pissing me off.
Which one do you, okay, we'll introduce it and then we'll see why you piss me off.
They're
Because I
pissing
don't
me
know
off.
I don't know which one you disagree with, and I love to
pissing
be
me off.
pissed off. I love to be pissed off
It's
at the
actually not on
NCAA.
here. It's actually not on
Okay,
here. The
that's
thing
why
that
I was confused.
Yeah.
I was like, I love to be pissed off at the NBA and NCAA, but which one are we mad about today? Like,
No,
we,
this
like,
the one thing that is not on here is the thing that I'm pissed off
oh,
about.
you're talking about expanding the tournament?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
not
get to
a
that.
fan.
We'll get
I
to
thought
that.
we
Well,
talked about
that
already.
happened.
Well, it's actually like confirmed now. We talked about it as a hypothetical, but they're actually doing it now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
figured
because
we-
they just,
I figure we the way we talked about it is like we knew.
we don't need to talk about it no more.
It was
Yeah,
a foregone
we knew
conclusion.
it was
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
that's the thing with a lot of, so it is basically official that the NCAA is expanding to 76. We do not need to re-go over that. I don't know what episode is in it, but we talked about it in depth, and we even explained how they're gonna do it. It is so stupid, bro.
It's
It is so
actually
stupid.
dumb.
It just doesn't make any
actually dumb.
sense.
How much
It
money
just
do
doesn't
you
make
need to
sense.
make? How much money do you really need to make NCAA to make the tournament 76 teams? Because you
And
just
it's also
want
like,
that many TV. You want that
how
much
many
TV
Power
coverage?
5 schools or 4 schools are complaining this much? Like, I don't want to see a 16 and 14 Auburn in the fucking tournament. I don't want to see it. That's why only
I
a
don't even
few
think
people get in.
You know what? I don't think schools are complaining. I think schools see their record and go, "We don't deserve to be there. We'll
I
try
don't.
again next year."
I think there's
only
some
one- the
schools
only-
who are very big
There
in the
might
britches
be-
and think they
there might
deserve
be
to
a
have
few-
every
There
spot.
might be a few.
Not schools,
but-
conferences. Sorry, not
Yeah,
schools,
there might
conferences.
be a few, but conferences. Then I'll give you.
Yeah,
But
not
I don't
schools,
think
my
there's
bad.
a
I meant
single
conferences.
namely, yeah.
I meant
I was like, I don't
conferences.
think there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
single school like,
No,
we deserve
yeah.
to be there. No, I think most teams.
I
will look
meant
at their record, look how they
conferences
play.
that
Yeah.
are bitching and moaning because they're bitching
Well,
and moaning
Auburn
on the
was
football
one of
side
them.
too about not having
So
a
Auburn-
certain number of
but-
spots.
Okay,
but-
hold on.
they-
Wait.
Okay.
DJ, respectfully,
That's my name.
you are 100% right.
I
But I
am.
would no longer like to talk about football in this context because football is 12. This is 76.
Yeah,
I don't want
know.
I don't want no
proportionately
comparisons.
speaking,
I don't know, not even proportionally
You can't-
speaking,
yeah,
because
you
there's
can't.
135
what I was
teams
about
in
to
football.
say was
I don't want
it's just
no.
getting
we don't-
excessive. When we
we
start
don't
getting
have-
excessive,
Yes, and when we talk about excessive, we just need to not talk about football no
Country's
more.
gonna
That's
be
all
in
I'm
the
saying.
tournament.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, they
literally
are
every
complaining.
school.
Like,
That's
yes, they
half
are
the
complaining in
country.
football, but please, let's just not even talk about football no more because it is it is insane. It is
I
nuts.
think the
76.
only point I was making is about the bitching, the moaning, and complaining because even the
I
expansion
know.
of the college football playoff is still more about getting more spots for power conferences and less about more spots for mid-majors, which is what it's supposed to be about. That's
It's never
the only
supposed to be
point.
that. It was never supposed to be that. I won't let anyone say that because they're lying to you. And that's why
I'm saying
I
as a
prefaced
sports
this.
fan,
That's
not
why
as
I
people
don't
who
even give a
understand the
fuck.
business.
But that's why I prefaced this by saying you were right. But even still, when we talk about this bullshit, don't even mention football. Just don't even say it because it's like we're not even talking about the same thing. At the 76.
It's gross. But you know what's also
Okay.
gross? But I mean,
70,
speaking of numbers,
that's half
the
bunch.
NCAA has now passed the 5-5
Well, they're set to pass. Same
Senate.
thing. They're gonna pass.
Whatever,
it.
they're gonna do
Whatever.
They're gonna pass it just like
Yeah.
the
It's the same thing.
expanse. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they
if we're
have
having this
passed-
conversation,
they
they're
have-
doing it.
They have passed the 5
by
and
the
5.
time this
For
episode
those-
comes out,
Yeah.
Right.
Basically. So for those of you who don't know what it is, the NCAA is tired of going to court over eligibility. So they're changing the eligibility rules. And personally, I agree with this. I think it's fine. I think it's a safe compromise. Essentially, instead of doing red shirts and medical red shirts, and I had appendicitis and whatever the hell Trinidad Chambliss was trying to do, they're trying to
Tonsillitis.
set a new rule that says after you
I
graduate
told you,
high
it was
school
nuts.
and or turn 19, whichever one comes first. After you graduate high school and or turn 19, whichever one comes first, you have 5 years to play 5 years.
Yes.
So currently, eligibility is you have 4 years, and then you can get you can either redshirt, and then that gets you your 5th year, but you can only play in the basically currently you can only play 4 years.
4 years. Yes.
And so some people go 5, 6, 7, 8 based on red shirts or, of course, the COVID year. But now they're essentially taking out all exceptions. So you don't need a medical red shirt because you can play 5 years. If you get injured, you still have 4 more years. If you get injured twice, half the time you weren't able to get multiple medical red shirts anyway. It's all the one place where this is unique, where this is really different, is for those players who maybe aren't good enough to go to the league but don't get injured. They can play 5 full seasons, so that they are giving an additional season to some players. But I think it is rare that you have players who don't get injured and miss a year and then also stay for 5 years. But there are going to be some players who get a 5th year, and that is what it is. But for them, it's just less rules, less waivers. You can't go to court because you don't have to approve this waiver and deny this waiver. It is 5 seasons in 5 years stacked.
I think
When the 5 years is up,
they
you're
could have
done.
made this easier.
Now, I do believe there has been a bit of conversation or complaint about the people who are currently playing who are not going to be able to take advantage of this. And
Who
so
cares?
there's like the.
Get
Can
a
I
job.
finish?
Get a job.
Get a job.
Okay, but I'm just saying
I was gonna,
there's another element of complaint to this that some people are bringing into the conversation of saying that the current players, it's not fair to them that they've had to play against people who've been playing for 6 or 7 years, but then the people after them get 5 years, but they actually don't get 5 years. That's all I'm saying.
So they just want to be the bullies is what the complaint is.
I think they're
wanna
more
be
so
the
just saying
older
like, okay,
I wanna be
I
the
got
older guy
to.
that has to beat on the younger guys because I got
Yes,
beat up on
that's
because
what
I
they
was
say.
the younger.
Well,
That's
sure,
what
but
it
like
sounds
it's also kind of unfair. Like there is
No,
a
it's
level of
not.
unfairness
Not really.
to it.
Nobody care. Nobody
Not
care.
really. You're always
Rules
going to play against
change
somebody
all the
older than you.
time.
You're always, and not only that, you're always going to play against somebody older than you.
You are, yes, but I think the point that most people were getting at was like, okay, I just sat here for 3 years behind this 7-year guy. I
Transfer.
don't get my full year. I don't get my full 5 years, and I had to
Transfer.
play against these other guys. And then now the guys behind me get 5 years, but I only
Transfer.
get 1 or 2 because
Blame
I
Donald
was
Trump.
born in a
I
I
different
don't
year.
care. I don't care.
Get mad at Donald Trump. If he handled
Yeah.
COVID right, we wouldn't have been in this situation in the first place.
Well, listen.
You're yelling at me, and I'm just pointing out.
No,
First
I'm
of all,
just- no, I'm just
nobody
saying,
is
like, the
yelling at you.
complaint-
Y'all are actually both yelling.
We
The
are not
complaint is
yelling
silly
at you.
because it's like if they
But
just-
it is not
we're
at
only
you.
in this situation
This is
because
not
of
your opinion.
because of a global virus. That's the only reason why
Correct.
we're in this situation. So for them to complain like, "Oh, I didn't get the," well, you can't read, so like it
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. Like
Go
more
get
than likely you
a
can't read.
job. Because
More than
let's
likely,
be honest.
kids coming
let's
into
be
college
honest,
today can't
Let's
read.
be honest. How many players
Adults can't
go
read.
until their 5th or 6th year and make it professionally? There are
Nobody,
a couple.
but that's not.
Well, it's not nobody. There are a couple. You get it occasionally, but it
Because
don't
I was
happen
about
that
to say,
often.
That's why I just
So
said nobody.
if you are there If you are there in your 5th year, you're not going pro. Go sell insurance. Go get a car shop. Go do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe, hopefully, some of you will actually use your college degree. But for a lot, go be in consulting. Go do something. I don't care, respectfully, that
If
you
you
don't
go
get
to
this
sell
year.
cars, that even in my eyes proves that you really weren't even getting an education, because that market's about to crash just with the housing market.
Well,
Like, so, like,
Wow, what a
you
mess.
know what else is about
Anyway,
to crash? Um,
the transfer portal.
Tampering. Well,
tampering.
supposedly, they are trying to put in rules to stop tampering. If you get caught tampering, basically, because they closed the transfer portal window. Sorry, this is not tampering. That's a separate thing. Basically, last year, actually, he was good. He actually won a national championship. There was one big case of a player at Wisconsin, I don't remember his name, who Wisconsin wouldn't put in the transfer portal. So he just de-enrolled and enrolled in Miami. And then he was actually pretty big for them in the national championship, and I think he got drafted. Basically, they're saying you can't do that anymore because technically the player was just like, okay, but like I can just not be in school here and go to school somewhere else. They are now saying that if a player does that or if a coach facilitates that, the head coach will get suspended for 50% of the season, and there will be a 20% fine of the sports budget. Basically, you cannot transfer if you did not go into the transfer portal, which is 2 plus 2
Which
equals
makes
4,
sense.
but they weren't doing that before.
But I think,
Pause.
isn't there also some sort of provisions where it's like that schools now have to prove that they didn't tamper if they do
That
get
is separate, which is
transfers?
why I was mixing them
Okay.
up. But yes, that they did. I don't think that's been approved yet. Like, not to the level of these 3 that we just talked about, but they are trying to do that. Where like now it is on the onus of the school to prove that they didn't tamper versus
Right.
the NCAA having to prove that they
That they
did.
did. Yeah. Yeah.
That seems backwards. But my question is, a school can stop you from transferring? A
Technically,
school
because
you're
there's,
at can
Kinda.
stop you from
I mean,
transferring?
because of like the contracts and stuff now.
Yeah. Because it's like, because that was a whole thing with another player who I think the school, like, full on actually wanted to sue him because he was trying to transfer, but they had signed him for whatever type of
That was the
NIL deal,
Michigan guy.
whatever type of situation.
The Michigan freshman, I believe.
Yeah, there was something about like he wanted to transfer, and they were like, "You can't leave because we signed you for X amount of time, so no, F you."
Now, so here's my rebuttal as an athlete. Coaches need to finish out their contracted years.
I
You
wish I had a
can't leave.
tambourine, like
You
a
can't leave. You can't recruit me
preach.
to this school and
Like,
then leave when you still have 3 years on your contract.
well, okay, so here's the thing. It is not as like strict as what you're thinking,
Okay.
because typically like it is a very rare case where a school cannot put someone in the transfer portal. I don't remember specifically what happened with this case with Wisconsin, but like they can't just tell like an average Joe you can't go in the transfer portal. It's like a
Yeah,
very like rare, like, and that's the thing, like it hasn't happened often, which is why I can only think of really the one
So
case
like
where it
so
happened,
like
but
if
they are
it
trying to.
so like my example would be like if Andrew Luck was like, you know what, I'm leaving Stanford. If it was in this era, and he's like, I'm gonna leave Stanford. It's that type of player.
No,
this
I think it's
no,
like,
it had more to do with contract, like with the actual contract, like whatever NIL or
yeah,
compensation
like,
contract that they signed with that particular player. They were saying that he could not transfer because he did not fulfill the contract, so he was in
like,
breach of contract by
yeah,
trying to
like I like
transfer.
I like he either transferred into Wisconsin in January and then tried to transfer in May, or he
Something like
or
that.
he got a new contract in January and tried to transfer in May. Like he was only like it was like a very quick, like he had just signed it. It wasn't even
Okay.
like an after the season kind of thing. And this won't happen in this way exactly again because there's no more May transfer portal. But this doesn't happen often, but in the cases that they do, they're putting in like pretty severe penalties because they don't want like that kid played in the national championship. Like he literally just withdrew from Wisconsin, flew down to Miami, and was on their football team.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
Wisconsin was trying to sue. I don't remember what
And
happened with the
that's
course
what
case, but he was basically just like,
but with Wisconsin suing, I thought that was against the rules regardless. If I leave a school and in the middle of a season or whatever, if I leave a school at a certain amount of time and go to another school, I am no longer eligible for that year. I thought
well,
that was
so this happened in January. This was in
yeah.
between seasons.
right, but then he did whatever in January and then tried to leave in May.
He
and
didn't
then
try. Yes.
he
Yes,
tried to leave
yes.
in May, couldn't leave,
Yeah.
and then left. Yeah, I thought after a certain amount of time in the year, like the calendar year, if you go to a different school, you are no longer eligible for that year.
Dante, there are no rules right now.
Gotcha. All right,
Like,
all right.
respectfully, there are no rules.
You right.
Like they
You
keep
right.
going to court.
My fault.
They keep going to court.
You're making sense. Stop doing that.
Like, why would
You're
you?
making sense. Oh, also,
Why
I
would
think
you
we were
think
talking
the
about two different
NCAA could-
situations because I was talking about Duke. I wasn't talking
What
about
is-
Wisconsin. That's what I was talking
What
about.
did Duke do? Now I'm
Duke
really lost.
Duke was
What?
suing their quarterback for transfer.
Oh, yeah. Duke,
Oh.
but that's a very similar situation. But with Duke, they actually ended up
They had
like coming
exclusive
to
rights to him.
Yeah,
in
they
his
ended up
NIL
coming
contract.
they ended up coming to an agreement with him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he like gave some money back or did something, and then he ended up transferring. But
Ain't
because
no
that
way I'm signing exclusive
hold on,
rights away
hold on,
to
hold
a
on.
college.
Was that both? Was that
Not
both
doing
Miami? Did that
Uh,
quarterback go to Miami?
No, let me
Is that-
see.
Wait, is that not
This
Where
where
did
is
the Duke-
No,
this is-
the Miami quarterback came from No, not Oregon.
No.
This
I
is
think it's Cal?
Darian Mensah. This was Darian
Right,
Mensah.
but didn't he transfer to Miami? Aren't both these cases keep people going to Miami?
Oh, let me see.
Because it's not Georgia. No, maybe he went to Florida State. Where did he go? It was
I'm
somewhere
trying to
where they thought the quarterback might come back, or they thought they were going to get a quarterback and they didn't. And
no,
then
he
they
was trying to go
called
to
him.
Miami. He was trying to go to Miami.
See, both because Miami just throwing money around. Miami's trying to steal people off of rosters. Miami tried to offer like a crazy, according to Jeremiah Smith, they tried to offer him upwards of $10 million to leave Ohio State.
They were
back
not
to
fucking around.
Miami. So yeah, Miami
Darian
thought
Mensah
Miami and
is-
$10 million. I'm leaving.
no, but for him, he's from Miami. He's from Miami.
He's at Miami
The
now.
Sun
Darian
and
Mensah.
$10 million.
Yeah, but like you've been there for 2 years, you won a national championship. Don't nobody care about them. Anyways, before because we
Okay,
get
that's
stuck
a
now.
I won my
long
national
conversation.
championship. It's not my
Listen,
year.
hey, I'm not mad, but here's the thing: Ohio State may not be paying 10, but he's getting very well paid. Like
Yeah, but
he
it's
ain't
not
losing no money.
Miami.
But he's from Miami. When you're from there, you don't care.
Yeah, but the bitches.
But okay. MLS, Major League Soccer, is potentially discussing moving their Vancouver team to Vegas, which for me is annoying because stop going to Vegas.
Listen, Vegas is the place to be
Gambling
because
money.
of Asia Wilson. I already told y'all that.
Well,
Gambling money.
speaking of the places to be, Columbus, Ohio, Columbus to some, was awarded the 18th NWSL team.
Don't
I
you
am
ever
very
in
excited.
your goddamn life ever
Dante,
say that again.
you're not from Columbus. You're supposed to be in on the joke because they really do be calling it that.
And it's gross.
I
It's
know. That's why I
gross.
say it every chance I
Especially when
can.
I think there's 4 cities in Ohio with higher kill count. Like,
Yes, and it's one of the biggest ones. That's why I say it every time. My wife hates when I say that. I've been saying that for a decade.
On the list.
Oh God,
Like,
I've been saying that for like a decade. I love to say that because it's so stupid. Why would you
there
say
are people
that?
who don't
Why
like
would
it.
you
You
call
go
yourself
Columbus,
that?
you can steal them bridge. They do this. You're like, ugh. You're like, yeah, I know.
It's you don't get a lot of jokes on Columbus when you're from Canton. You got to get the ones you can, and that's one of them. I will never
Have
let
you ever
that
heard
die.
the Columbus song?
I have no idea what y'all are
I have.
talking
It's
about.
been a very long time. Columbus, Ohio. People call it Kill
Right.
Umbus. It's
Okay.
stupid. Nobody
It's
likes
dumb
it.
as
It's a
Why?
very because they're trying to be tough.
Because
They want to be tough. They want to act like they're a murder.
They're
like they're a murder
Cleveland,
capital.
Detroit,
Yeah.
Compton, New York, places like that.
Yeah.
They're trying to come off like that. Like, we're real tough. We kill people. Like, every city has a murder rate.
Everybody
What are we
is dying
talking
everywhere,
about?
child.
Like,
Anyways, wow, we commit murder. Okay.
One in WNBA and one in NWSL, so I'll be able to root for my state, especially, and this is very important for me being in New York because, listen, New York is fine, New York is great, whatever, but a lot of people move to New York and then try to claim New York, and yes,
Yeah.
is New York better than Canton? Yes. Is it better than Columbus? Yes, but I'm not from New York, and I will never
Columbus
be from New
doesn't
York.
stink.
Thank you. I want to, like, I'm from Ohio. I will tell everyone from Ohio, I have no shame
That's
for being
crazy.
from Ohio. So I want
Black people
Ohio
really live in
teams to
Ohio.
root
That's
for
crazy.
it. Relax. I want,
It's one of the safest
I want,
states on
like,
the planet.
literally, like, I want
Oh my
Ohio
gosh.
teams to root for. It's hilarious because I don't root for like any Ohio males teams, but like I'm rooting for Columbus, whatever they're called, and I'm rooting for Cleveland. Like I'm very excited about this. I also think it's
Ohio
interesting.
State Buckeye
I don't.
fan doesn't hear saying he don't
Well,
root for
yeah,
male
there are
teams.
2 NFL teams, there are 2 baseball teams, there's 1 basketball team, and I'm not a fan of either of them. That's what I meant. Like, I meant professional sports. Like, the only team I root for in Ohio is Ohio State.
Them Cavs, you can start rooting for the Cavs.
I was
I,
like, aren't
I
you?
first,
Weren't you kind of,
uh,
sort of?
I'm not a Cavs fan. I root for the Cavs because I'm from Northeast Ohio. I also love Donovan Mitchell and I love Coco Jones. So like I want them to succeed, but I'm not a fan.
Not
Like
and I
I'm
love
not
Coco
like
Jones.
I mean like what? What are we talking about? Like but like
Oh
I'm not
man,
like live and die for any like Ohio like professional teams like I am Ohio State, like I am the Colts. Like that's what I mean. But like I passively root for them because I'm from Northeast Ohio. They're on TV all the time and I love Donovan Mitchell. Like he's one of my favorite players in the league right now because he reminds me of my favorite player, who is Dwayne Wade. Like he is
Dwayne
the
Wade, right.
closest to a Dwayne Wade copy that exists.
He reminds. I give you that. He is this close in my eyes to being James Harden.
Hey,
Oh, he is, honey.
he
He
is,
actually
he
is.
is, he is,
He
and
actually
This
is.
I
fucking close.
We're not on the
I
NBA
don't want to
section
talk about
yet.
that right now.
We're
I
not
don't
on
want
the
to talk about
NBA
that.
section yet,
I
y'all.
wish that I could tell you were wrong. I don't want to talk about it, and I'm just gonna let it. I'm just gonna let it go
I was gonna say because
until.
he got lucky.
Let's
James Harden
get
had a stinger
to-
with him because it was like, ooh.
He's lucky that he has Evan Mobley. But let's finish the
Yes.
news.
Okay. And other news, the Atlanta Dream pick up Angel Reese's 4th-year option.
Her.
If she makes any defensive or all WNBA team or wins
You're already
MVP or
picking up
anything like
options?
that, she'll be able to restructure this for a supermax. But right now, she's just in line for the regular thing. Let's be honest, as long as she's healthy, she's probably gonna make an all WNBA team. She's gonna get a supermax.
Well, the thing about that.
Well,
Never
because it
mind.
also all defense counts.
We'll be
right?
stuck. Well, I was just gonna say we'll be
All
stuck here because the way the media be
all
voting.
WNBA and
We'll be stuck
defensive
here.
teams are two different things. So
Right,
if
but
the
I'm saying
clause-
for the
if the clause says
it's
all
either.
WNBA,
No. I'm
okay,
saying
okay.
Yeah.
yeah. It's either one. I'm
They
pretty
get
sure.
rewarded for pretty much any sort of
Well,
all
I
league
mean,
awards.
any athlete
Yeah.
gets rewarded for
Yeah.
incentives.
Well,
so, yeah.
no,
'Cause
because
it's-
not necessarily in the WNBA's case. This is actually very new.
Well, this is new. It's new.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just talking in general. Like, if
Yeah.
there's an incentive, you're probably gonna get a reward for it if you make it. And now they have
Yeah.
it as well.
Yeah. And then lastly, the 2-hour mark was broken at the London Marathon by Sebastian Sawe. He ran it.
Period.
Okay, the funny thing, so he ran it in
Drug tested. No, I'm just
1:59:30. He ran it in 1 hour 59 minutes and 30 seconds. But the funny thing is,
The guy who got
there-
second place
two-
also.
and do you know how pissed?
Also,
Because
two
like,
people did it under.
Yeah.
yes, but like
Damn.
nobody like. I don't want to say nobody, but like most people don't know the name of the other person that broke it. He's one of 2 people because he did get in first. Do you know how
Yeah.
mad I would be?
Like
I've done
there's
something
two
like
people on
Nike
that-
has spent hundreds of like millions on millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get one of their athletes to break it, and then 2 people break it, but you were second. So like,
And what's really interesting, speaking of drug testing, is
Unfortunate,
actually
but yeah.
so
yeah,
Sawe was wearing an Adidas shoe. He was wearing an Adizero Adios Pro Evo 3. It took them
Ooh,
3
that was a
years to develop
mouthful.
the shoe. It is 97 grams, which is about 3.4 ounces. So about it's literally lighter than a deck of cards. It's one of the lightest shoes out there.
So it's running
and
in
then
socks.
what?
It's like running on in a sock.
It's pretty much running
Yeah.
barefoot.
Yeah.
But what's very, very interesting is that they wrote a $50,000 check for the official anti-doping body for track and field to have Sawe tested way more aggressively than quite literally any other runner. He got tested 25 times in the 2 months before he got to the Berlin Marathon. And they signed up to fund this for the length of his contract because they knew the first thing that was going to be questioned was whether or not he was on performance-enhancing drugs. So they got ahead of that because of that.
That's
And also
crazy.
because
I don't blame them, but that's crazy.
yeah, they got ahead of it also because obviously another runner who ran almost 2 hours, she was doping. So they
but
went ahead
also,
and got ahead
do
of
you
that.
know the level of confidence to be like, hey, test me as often as you want because I'm going to break this.
I'm going to break this record.
Because the thing
Yeah.
is, he's been doing this for like a year or 2 because he did it like a year or so ago, but he didn't break it then. And now we're back in marathon season, but he just kept it up, and then he ended up breaking it this time. Like he's been getting tested every however many months
very aggressively,
for
at least
basically
twice a
2
week.
years because
Yeah.
he knew he was like,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
break it.
God. I don't
And
even,
this
I
was
don't
like
even own that much P. Jesus Christ.
And so the shoe that he was wearing retails for about $500.
No.
It is not publicly available.
Hell no.
Yeah, it is not
It's
publicly available.
I would just
But these shoes have won many of the major marathons in 2024, and the name of the second place runner is Yomif Kejelka. He also ran 11 seconds longer,
That's a
but
name.
still under a minute 59.
I would just like to say something.
So
When
he beat
these
about-
shoes
I would say 20
retail,
seconds. That's actually crazy.
I don't know if anyone
know if they
here
will.
is a runner,
No.
but I'm pretty sure they will. If and when these shoes retail, do not buy them. These shoes are for professional runners.
They are.
You will break your ankle.
I mean, that's why they're not publicly available.
Yeah.
Well, they're
They're
not
only
publicly
for
available.
runners.
You-
Yeah.
No. I don't
there's
think that's
none,
true. They're in production. That's
No,
why.
it says
Like,
they're barely available. They're only available for professional runners.
because they're not out yet. That's what I'm like. They're in. It's just like when LeBron be wearing his 18s before they're. I'm pretty sure they're.
I'm
going
pretty
to
sure
be
these
on
are
the
not going to
market.
be a public shoe.
What I
They probably
saw
gonna get
was not.
investigated though, because
What I
remember this
saw
with
was that they're
Nike,
planning on them being public.
when Nike shoes were being worn by people breaking records, those shoes got investigated. So I can
Well,
see that happening.
That's very interesting.
Let's just
Actually,
say
speaking of
this.
shoes, there's a runner right now who's suing Puma over her shoes because she's
Oh.
been
Yeah.
injured, and she was suing Puma because allegedly the shoes are known for certain injuries, but she was allegedly promised that they weren't going to injure her. Something like that. It's a whole thing, but she's suing
Well,
Puma over her shoes.
That might
yeah.
be half her fault. I ain't gonna.
Well,
hold you.
no. Hold on. She's saying that Puma knew, and their research.
Yeah.
Not that everyone knew.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she got
Puma was
injured.
aware, but she was not
Somehow
aware.
she came
Got
up
you.
on this, and
the
she
general
said yes.
public is not aware of this, but
Yes.
Puma
Yes,
is.
yes,
Gotcha.
yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Okay.
And that Puma knew and gave her the shoes anyway. And now she has had several Achilles injuries and other types of injuries, and she's blaming the shoes, and she is now suing Puma for liability.
That's fair. That's fair.
So-
Okay. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard, but that's fair.
Yeah, you got to try it. You got to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, if a woman can sue McDonald's over hot coffee, anything is possible.
No, I'm saying it's possible. I'm just saying it's gonna be difficult, but it's definitely. Who the
But you
fuck
know-
is on NXT then?
Oh my
Oh,
God,
Lord.
both of y'all.
But speaking
Both
of
y'all
things
just-
that are possible, we had several Game 7s in the first round of the NBA
we
playoffs.
did, which like never happens. Very, very fun.
Never
All
happens.
of them?
So
No, not all.
No,
the Cavs,
two were in the
Cavs
East.
one. The Cavs. No. I was gonna say. I thought all of them were 3-1 comebacks. Cavs wasn't, but the other two were.
yes,
The other two
yeah, it
Game
was
7s.
2-3-1,
Yeah.
So-
It's the first time I think in NBA playoff history that it's been twice that this has happened in the same round where multiple teams came back from 3-1.
Easily.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't think of that ever happening before.
Yeah. And it's been twice in the same playoffs. So we love to see it. We're starting with the Western Conference. Let's start with the biggest fakers in the NBA. OKC, they won. Okay, next. Los Angeles. This is about to be disgusting basketball, the two of them playing against each other, by the way. Like, I'm not in the mood for all of the foul baiting that we will have to endure. But
Oh my God! Don't let Luka come back.
he's coming back game 3. Didn't you hear? He's coming back on
No,
game 3.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Allegedly, they are saying that they are prepared for him to rejoin the
And
lineup on
he'll
game
be out
3.
game
Lie.
5.
And he'll be out
Wait,
game
that's
3 and a half.
lie.
Right.
That's a lie.
He'll be out.
That's a
He'll be out by
lie.
halftime.
That's a
If he
lie
comes
from
in
the
game
deep.
3, he'll be out game 5 at the
Yeah.
most. At the most.
But the Lakers
You-
won their series in, I believe, 6 games.
Yes.
I do believe, and
I
I
thought it
don't
was
want to be
5.
here for a second, but I do think that we can just stop having the whether or not LeBron is the GOAT conversations, because him being the first option on this team at 41 years old, like, I think his number 2 was Kennard or Rui, probably. Like, we got to be fucking serious. So,
No, we
anyways,
No, we don't.
we do.
No,
we-
we don't.
We
Houston
actually do.
lost their best player at game 3, and Houston
And-
sucks on defense and even worse on offense.
And that
That
is
was-
revisionist
if
history.
you're gonna call- if
Houston
you're gonna
was a
call-
favorite all
hold on.
6 games.
Houston was the
a
favorite
all
the
6
entire
games.
And that's
time,
dumb.
even without
that's
KD.
dumb.
Even-
And that was dumb. And that's dumb. That is stupid that they were the favorites. That is stupid. That is stupid. If anybody knows basketball, no, they were not. Especially
So
when
then
KD
nobody
went down.
knows basketball
No, hold on.
because
When
everyone
KD
was
went
still
down,
saying that.
they're dumb. Yes, when KD went down, they were no longer the favorite. There's nobody, because especially since we know Jabari or Jabir, he's an idiot. Şengün stinks. We've known that for half the season. I've been watching it. Şengün stinks.
Okay.
And he's dumb as hell up here too, which everyone knows.
Will agree that
if we're gonna call
you
OKC
probably thought.
fakers, so
I
does
agree that you probably thought they were no longer the favorites.
You specifically.
I
They
will not
shouldn't
let
have
you
been.
make this
They shouldn't
argument
be.
for
They shouldn't have
en
been.
masse, because en masse, that is revisionist history. And we
Fully.
talk about people not knowing basketball
silly.
all the time,
That's
but
silly.
it is, okay, it's
No,
silly, but it's true.
I give you.
It's silly, but it's
silly
true.
that
It is
people
what it is.
thought that they were the favorite after that. There is no besides the two names I said. Tell me a name on that Houston Rockets team.
Isn't Amon whatever his name is
I do
on that
like
team?
Amon
One
Thomas.
of the twins?
Is it Thomas or Thompson?
Thompson?
It's Thompson.
Thomas?
I like
Thompson?
it's Thompson.
The Thompson
I like
twin?
him.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Can't score. Great on defense. Don't get me wrong. Great on defense. Gonna be a multiple time first team all defense. Multiple time.
We
Can't
also have to
score.
understand that the Lakers could have very well lost that series to them, which is why they were the favorites, because that was a possibility. If it was not for LeBron doing LeBron things, there's not
At
a lot of
41.
players in the league that can
Yeah,
come
no,
back
LeBron
from being
played
down
well.
6 with 30 seconds left in the game and shoot 2 back-to-back threes to get them back in and take them to overtime, and that's how the series got extended in the first place. That is LeBron James. That is nobody else who could do that. Quite literally nobody else.
At that age or just period?
At
41.
that age and period.
Yeah.
Not
Both.
period.
Literally
Not period.
both.
I can think. Not period. Not period. Not period.
Jason Tatum don't have it.
Listen.
Sorry.
Ain't
Even
nobody
Jaylen Brown, he
thinking
don't
about
have
him.
it either.
Ain't nobody
Motherfucking
thinking
Joel
about them
Embiid doesn't
bums.
have it. Motherfucking Nikola
nobody
Jokic
thinking
couldn't
about
even
him.
beat a handicapped
Ain't
Minnesota,
nobody
so he
thinking
don't
about
have
him
it either.
Ain't nobody thinking about him either.
So then name the people. Name somebody who
Steph
could do
Curry
that.
Steph Curry could do that.
Steph
Kawhi
Curry is
Leonard
at
could do
home.
that. Yeah. No, you asked me, period.
Kawhi
And
Leonard
I'm
hasn't
giving
played a
you-
full season of basketball
Yeah.
in 10 years.
Steph Curry's
He
not
played a
getting
full
that
season
steal.
this year.
Steph
He played
Steph
a full
Curry's not
season
getting
this year.
Steph Curry's not getting that steal though. But you know
Like,
what?
what?
We don't have to. He's not. We don't have to
That's
argue
not
this.
happening.
We don't
I
have to
don't-
argue this.
like,
the point.
oh my
the
God,
point.
please.
Steph Curry's
The
defense.
point. The
Tracy
point that I will.
McGrady.
Steph
the
Curry 5
point-
years ago, maybe. Steph Curry today, no.
The
We
point
gotta
that
be fucking for
I'm
real.
going to make,
Yeah,
whether
watch
or
this
not
right
you
now.
want to have the GOAT conversation, which I think is pointless because I think we should know what it is. It's fine. Everyone has a favorite. You can agree whatever you want to. I will say this. At this point in time, taking away the GOAT conversation, if you do not like LeBron James, that is a character
are
flaw.
big
You are
hater.
wasting one of
You're
the
wasting your
greatest
life.
careers you will ever see. This is like not liking Tiger Woods, and not before he started crashing cars and shit. This is
Right.
like not
Started.
liking Muhammad Ali. This is not like liking
been
Not
Serena
liking
his whole
Williams.
Serena
career.
Williams.
Like, it doesn't matter, okay?
The point is, he was one of the best to ever do it. The point
Like,
is, he's one of the
you
best to ever
don't-
swing a golf club.
you
It don't
don't-
fucking matter what nobody else
you
does. He's
don't-
one of the best to
you
ever do it.
don't you don't have to think he's the GOAT. I don't care. I will no longer be having that conversation with people. But at this point, to still be actively hating on LeBron, I just want to say you agree with Stephen A. Smith. How does that sound? How does that feel? To
Skip
be
Bayless.
in
Isn't Skip
agreement
Bayless a hater
with
too?
Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. That
There we
like
go.
look yourself in the mirror and say, I agree with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. That's all I want you to say.
On one thing, I can do that.
It doesn't matter. There is not a good reason to hate LeBron. You
Not
cannot.
at
You
all.
cannot. You can think that he's not the GOAT, but to waste
That's
23
also
years
dumb.
of one of the greatest careers you were ever gonna see because you like Kobe or you like Jordan or whatever bullshit.
In the
And I know-
history of the National Basketball Association.
Like that is just that
Like-
is a waste of fucking time. Like you are not going to see an athlete like him again. We don't have to talk about who's better. But like, what are we talking about?
But also, when we talk about who's better, we love to leave out Jordan's years when he came back. We love to leave out the fact that he got bounced out of the first round of playoffs before he got Scottie Pippen. We love to leave shit out, but we want to talk about LeBron's entire freaking... Nobody's going to the finals 9 years, however many years in a row, ever again. Like, that's not happening. So I just don't... Whatever. Anyway, speaking to going to the finals several years in a row, Minnesota has been doing a great job in the playoffs these last couple of years. Unfortunately, they obviously lost a couple players. I mean, they literally started dropping like flies. They had 8 players their last game in the series, and Nikola Jokic still choked. So love that for me. I have been freed from the Nikola Jokic national nightmare, and I love that for myself.
He has also
personally.
been freed from his national nightmare. He's about to go home and play with his horses.
He is so
don't give a
excited to
fuck.
go home to whatever country he's from. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is. I don't want to miss.
I always mix
say.
it up because I want to say Slovenia, but that is definitely
No,
Luka.
that's Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serbia.
Is he
Serbia,
not
right? Is it Serbia?
I think it's
Is he-
Serbia.
It's the S country. I know it's the S country.
I think it's
It's
Serbia.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to go back home and he's going to, enjoy his life, and we'll see him next year, and they'll be doing all that extra stuff too. I think it's very interesting that he's never beaten a team over 50 wins in the playoffs.
Not true.
How is that not true? It's
That
quite literally a
Clippers
stat that
team-
came out after.
That Clippers team in 2020 was going to win over 50 games. If the season never ended, if the season stop. If the season never ended, they were going to win 54 games.
If the season never... Okay, anyways, the San Antonio Spurs also won their series. I'm not doing hypotheticals. They didn't win 50 games. Anyways, the San Antonio Spurs also have advanced. Who the hell did they play? The Hawks. No. Was it the Hawks?
No, that's East, dog.
Shit. Who the fuck did they play? It obviously doesn't matter. Anyways, San Antonio versus Minnesota.
Wait, hold on.
Let
No. Who did they play?
Who did they play? I really don't know.
Hold on. It wasn't the Clippers.
Who did they play? I really
It
don't
wasn't
know.
the Kings.
The
Was it?
Knicks played
It was
them,
Portland.
so-
It was
I know.
Portland. Was it? It was Portland.
No, it wasn't Portland.
Yes, it
Portland
was.
played
Yes, it
fucking
was
Cleveland.
It was
No.
Portland. Portland's
What
on
are
the
you
West.
doing?
Oh, no, that was Toronto. There we go. All these teams have the same fucking colors, bro. They all have the same fucking colors. All this red, black, and white. Get creative.
She said, "I
Cavs don't
don't
even have
care
black in
about
their
these
color."
things."
I don't fucking care.
Oh God.
I don't care, okay? Wembanyama played
Yes.
with a fucking concussion, and we love to see it. Hopefully he feels better.
I hate watching Wemby play. He's so good, bro. It is so funny. It is so funny to watch that 7'11"
That gazelle.
nigga fucking go behind his back and tween cross people.
When he
Oh
hit a
my
Jamal
God, bro.
Crawford on a nigga, when he hit a tween behind the back, step back three, I was like, nigga, Jamal? We hitting Jamal?
What are we doing? And then they show a video of Jamal teaching him that.
If he hits the Jamal layup package, when it's the hop behind the back, boom, I'm never watching basketball.
I'm turning the TV off. I'm turning the TV off.
What are we doing here?
You
It's
shouldn't
fine.
be able to do that at that size. I'm sorry. And then you just send everything to hell and back. And he's cool. Like, he seems cool. First of
He's
all,
a very cool guy, yeah.
we don't have to talk about our political leanings, but there is a certain player who has a certain political leaning that he just will not talk to and or shake his hand. Love that. And also,
The nigga
he
from
was crying
Portland.
on the court. Yeah, he was crying on the court, and someone asked him about it. He said, "I'm not going to be responsible for hiding my feelings." Like, I'm like, you know
Period.
what?
I
Hold
love it.
on, bro. Hold on. You can't be
And
cool.
the fact that he was dragging the NBA for how they handled his concussion and they turned his mic off because he was going in on them niggas.
Oh God.
Oh,
I
man.
hate-
It's fabulous.
Oh, God, it is so funny because it's just like, and you think, right, like you think because he's so tall, it's like, okay, that's more space for you to like steal the ball. Like he literally,
No.
there's one time he spun and it looked like he was about to break his ankle, and he's so tall, he literally just put the ball up and he basically dunked. And I was just like, all right, don't piss
He
me
just
off.
did a little hop.
Don't piss me off. Like he was literally, he spun, he was tripping, he was
Ooh, I can't
going
wait for that
sideways,
OKC
and he
Spurs
literally said
series
just
in the Western
like he
Conference
just
Finals. Ooh, I
put
can't
that in
wait.
there.
Well, the
Like,
OKC San Antonio series is going to
I
feed
can't
fucking
wait because
families.
he hates. Because if he don't like that dude, from
He
Portland,
hates Chet Holmgren.
He hates.
He
Chet
hates
Holmgren.
him. He hates
Wait for him to
him.
do it too.
See, the funny thing about that is I think he's just like, hey man, I don't respect you or your political leanings. Chet though, Chet,
I don't
he
like-
hates
I don't
Chet.
like your
as a
game.
person,
Like-
I don't
as
like
a
your- I don't like your
human
He's beefing
personality.
being.
immediately.
I don't like the way you walk, the way that you talk.
I don't like the way he
that you
breathes.
dress.
His outfit,
I don't like-
whack.
I don't like the way he
His
chews.
clothes,
I don't
whack.
like the way
His
he ties
shoes,
his shoes.
whack.
His dribble package, whack. His layup
Whack.
package, whack.
Whack.
Hates
The way
him.
that he thought he was as good as me, whack.
Whack.
I'll say I love that I was going to ask what are our predictions, but I think we made it very clear that
Oh,
we are
yeah,
expecting
yeah.
OKC and San Antonio in the Western
Yeah.
Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Do
Although
Although I do
honestly,
think the Minnesota
truthfully,
San Antonio series is going to be interesting. Like genuinely, I
would
do
have
feel like it's
been.
going to be interesting.
It would have been if Dante and Ant were healthy.
Well,
Ant's
Ant is coming back.
seemingly gonna
But he's
Allegedly,
not
they're deciding
healthy.
today if
And
he's
he's
coming
gonna
back.
be out
playing,
game
but he's
3.
not healthy.
Ant ain't
And he's
gonna
gonna
be
be
here
out
the rest of
by
the
halftime.
series.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct,
So
correct.
Do
that's
the
what I'm saying.
Lakers-
If he was fully healthy,
Do the
if he
Lakers
was
win a
fully-
game?
Yes, they do. They win one. I'll give them one game. And the only reason why I'll give them one game is because I think
I
there's
can't
going to
because of
be
that
like a
OKC
slight
whistle.
lull for OKC, but it won't be like harsh and aggressive. Like I think it'll still be a close game, but they'll pull that one out. But I just with the way that OKC's whistle, man, I
give a close game.
I give them one home game. I give the Lakers one home game.
I give a close game one because OKC has been sitting for a minute, and then OKC takes the win in the fourth quarter, and then it's gonna be. I think they get swept. I think
it's gentleman sweep. I think that I don't ever count out LeBron because I have been watching this 23-year career and I'm not stupid. So I'm not going to count LeBron out for real. That's why I'm like, okay, I think that they could pull out one good dub. I think it has to be in the perfect situation. It has to be at home. Everybody has to be clicking. Like Kennard, Rui, him. Everybody has to be scoring. Bronny's going to have to do like a little 10 and 10. You're going to have to give me a little double-double.
You're asking a lot.
You're going to have to give me a little bit. It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. However,
you said Rui?
I know, but Rui is good in the playoffs. Like he's iffy during the season, but he's good in the playoffs. So that's why I'm just kind of like I'm gonna give him his 7s, not 10s, but I'm gonna give him his 7s. That's why I'm like I feel like at home in the right environment they could pull one win out, but then after that it's all OKC.
Yeah,
we don't have anybody. The reason why I see it as a sweep, we have no one to guard Shea. And we also don't have anyone to guard their bigs. They have 3 bigs in their rotation. We have DeAndre Ayton.
Well,
and Hayes. We have Hayes too, but
moving on to the East. Yeah. Oh God. Moving on to the East. Detroit won. And then Orlando fired the coach. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question.
Well, they did.
I think he got fired just because he's black. We don't have to talk about that. That doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it matters in general, but like, I don't think he would have got fired if he didn't. So here's my thing. Orlando makes it, right? They're the 8th seed. They do whatever. I don't remember how long he's been there. I don't think he's been that long.
I don't know.
Do you lose game 6,
years,
which is technically a game that you should have won, but whatever. You lose it. You're competitive for, I think, at least the first half, maybe the first 2.5 quarters.
Here goes Joel Embiid acting injured, y'all. Go ahead.
The first 2.5 quarters
acting?
of
Did you
the
not
game.
See the last few minutes?
Do you fire him, or do you fire him, or do you say we went further than we should have? Because personally, I thought this was a good season. They took them to 7, even if they could have won game 6.
They should have never been up 3-1 against that team. Should have never been.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm like, I think that firing him was a rather aggressive reaction, and they are going to reap the benefit. They're going to reap what they sow rather quickly.
Literally no help.
Yeah, they're going to reap what they sow rather quickly because I think, and this is what gets
like nobody makes a
except
shot,
for that Bane person. I think he tried to have a good game. Last game he didn't have a good game. Yeah. So that's what I was just like.
Last 2 games
I think it's so.
No, Desmond Bane fucking disappeared the last.
He did.
Games.
I think it's so weird to fire coaches in those sorts of situations. Like it just doesn't make sense to me because it's like, okay, but are we actually like being realistic about the fact that Orlando did not have any business being there? Because to me, that is a testament to the coaching. That's not a knock because you lost.
But because,
as an 8 seed, you lost as an 8 seed. Not if they were the 2 seed, fine, sure, okay, but you lost as an 8 seed.
But because basketball is so player driven.
Yeah. I was gonna say they weren't just the AC. They had to play in the play-in. They were not the original.
They had to play in.
I don't believe. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, they had to play in.
Yeah, so you went up 3.
Like,
you went
what
up
are we on about?
Against the number 1 team in the NBA. Because I think they had the number 1 record in the NBA.
In the
East. Not OKC did. Okay, so you had the number 1 record in the East. I think you were like the second or third best team in the NBA, and you were up 3-1. You overachieved as a coach. If any coach should have been fired, it should have been the green and white one.
Well,
that green and white coach needs to be fired. Big fired.
Well, we can move on to that one in a second. I will just say, I think this is one of the biggest problems with basketball is that even the people who like basketball, even the people who love basketball, even the people who like make decisions in basketball don't fucking understand how the sport works. And with basketball being so player driven, I know that they said Paolo carried us in spite of the coach, and the coach is the reason that we lost, and that's not true. But the people who like basketball, people who love basketball, and people And people who make decisions on basketball don't know how basketball works. And I won't get into it now. I've been talking about it for years. I can point to all of the teams that I didn't think would work because of how they were constructed and all of the things. People just do shit on vibes, and to fire him is crazy. Especially when no one showed up. Fire the GM. Who the fuck is on that roster?
Who are these people? These people?
Why is Desmond Bane your second best player?
Who are these people? I'm going to ask that every day. Who are these people? But again, I think to your point, I think it does partially have to do with him being black, because I just know for a fact a non-black or a white coach would have
Stan Van Gundy got a million years.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
going
that's
to
why
hate
I'm
on
like,
Stan.
I do think
I'm not
that
going to hate
there's-
on Stan. I'm just joking about Stan.
I do
I'm
think there's a level of
I'm just
aggression.
joking about Stan.
Stan is
Yeah.
But I will say also, there are going to be front offices that do see what he did in Orlando as a plus. So I don't think he's going to be jobless for long, which is nice.
No.
But it's weird that he got fired in the first place. But I think he has enough on his resume for another team, like a Bucks, for instance, to say, okay, he has enough to where we can work. Like, he didn't do anything bad. I just think the team maybe just wants to go in a different direction. So
dumb.
It's very silly.
Speaking of the green,
well,
I'm not gonna hold you. If you can hear us, we didn't hear nothing you
we
said.
didn't hear
bro.
anything you just said.
Beautiful, lovely, lovely. Love that
If Dante comes back, we'll let him.
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. What I'm saying.
Not fully,
And
because he's
when I
black.
say because he's black, I'm saying that contributed to it, and to the quick whistle. And to the quick firing, because that happens with black coaches all the time. Boston also doesn't fire coaches. They love to do like the family thing. So I don't know that Boston is a great example of that. And also Joe Mazzulla.
Oh, you're right, because they didn't even fire Doc.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with what you're going to say to my response before you say it. I'm just going to say he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because Jason Tatum is out. Even though he doesn't deserve it, he is going to get that benefit of the doubt because Jason Tatum was.
He is.
You see how I had to preface that because I knew he was going to lose his mind? I agree with you, but you can say what you're going to say. I agree, but he's going to get that benefit.
Technically, Orlando was healthy, right? They weren't missing anyone. That's just the team.
Yeah,
right?
No. They're missing Mo Wagner.
Yeah,
Who?
And Franz.
He's their second best player.
Oh, okay.
Is it Franz? They have both of them. Whoever the younger brother is the better one. He was injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I think that the Boston Celtics look better without him. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Which, hold on. I've been saying this for years.
No.
Can you say his girlfriend's name for me so I can make my point?
Buddha, LMA.
No, ew.
Jason Tatum, that is his...
Jalen Brown's girlfriend. No, they don't care about that light skin.
He's not with her anymore. They're not together.
What?
Him and Kyrus Gondrazic, they have
All
not been
right,
together
never
for some
mind.
time.
It doesn't matter. I don't care that much. I just wanted to make a point. I just wanted to make a point. If he lost, he fumbled that and lost 3-1. Honestly, I was gonna say good things about Jaylen Brown. I was gonna say good things about Jaylen Brown, but I can't say him no more. What are you talking about?
And then he had the audacity to get on a stream right after the game to talk about how much Joel Embiid was flopping and that's why they lost. Nigga, get in the gym. Get off the internet and get in the gym.
Okay, here's the thing. I won't say good things about him no more. I will just say the thing that is funny. And the funny thing is, he hates playing with Jason Tatum. He hates playing with Jason Tatum. He literally said, he was like, oh, this was the most fun. This series was the most fun. This game 7 was the most fun I've had playing basketball. Who wasn't there? And he was like, I wish. And then he threw his coach under the bus because he was like, I wish we would have played like this all year. We had these matches, we had these things, and we weren't playing like that. And all he said was, I hate that light-skinned bastard, and my coach is a dumbass. And I said,
and then got on the internet to further say, I hate the game of basketball. I hate how everybody's foul baiting, and I hate how everybody flops like Joel Embiid.
Even though he's
hey, here's the thing. I agree that they're flopping. I agree that Joel flopped, et cetera. But I watched that game. Joel ain't flopping.
Joel
as much
Embiid's
as he
flopping
said he
is not
was.
what lost him that game.
Joel Embiid didn't even take a whole lot of free throws.
It's y'all living and dying by that damn three that lost you the game. And that happened last season too.
And especially, you can't even say that. You need to watch the tape because it's your dumbass young centers fouling inbound plays. It's literally fouling on box outs. Like, it wasn't even like he was driving it. You were fouling on box outs, and it was actual fouls. You can't pull someone's arm down, and you also can't flop someone pulling your arm down. You can't hide the fact that one of your players push someone out of bounds and an out of bounds play twice. Like, and this is not to defend the fact that he flops, because he does
He
flop.
does.
But in this
But
game,
that wasn't relevant for that game.
most of the fouls that were called were off-ball fouls because your young centers just couldn't get their head out their ass. He literally got fouled on box outs like 4 times.
You're not wrong. Anyways, so with that being said, the Philadelphia, I was like, which team did they play? 76ers are playing currently. They are playing the Knicks now. The Knicks
Knicks are
obviously
gonna
beat
win
the
in 5.
Hawks. The Knicks beat the Hawks in historic fashion.
that's
I will
crazy.
never forget. I was at happy hour with one of my friends, and I looked up and that score said 19-50, whatever. I said, what is going on here? I
we
was
still
like,
playing
is that
basketball?
the actual score? Like, and then I was watching, I'm like, oh wait, these niggas are getting cooked. Hibachis. They're getting burnt, actually. This is like, we're not even cooking anymore. We are burning. Like, that was horrific. That was horrific. I can't even sit there and lie. Like, if I was a Hawks fan, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. I would
Um,
genuinely be pissed.
it is what it is. Who else? Oh, and the Knicks one, whatever.
That's what I was just talking about. The Knicks
yeah.
beating the Hawks, beating their ass. It's like the Knicks realized that they
Smacked
actually have good offense, and then they started doing it.
Yeah,
It was just
smacked them up.
belt to ass, straight belt to ass. Detroit had to, like we said, claw their way out of a 1-8 matchup. Love that for Detroit. And then Cleveland won against the Raptors last night. I'm not going to lie. That's the one series I did not even look at. I heard that James Harden was choking. I was not surprised.
Well,
I moved on.
You heard that James Harden was breathing. But move on. Move on.
I was like, oh, he's doing that postseason thing again? Cool, next.
James Harden took a breath. Okay, we're
James
running
Harden
long.
is existing.
Yeah,
Woo!
we're running long, and I have food waiting on me, and I'm drinking margaritas as a pre Taco Tuesday,
Alcohol.
as a pre
Cinco de Mayo, because we are
Well,
people
none
of
of-
color and we can
none of-
celebrate that. I'm just kidding.
Cinco de Drinko,
Drinko.
because they don't actually celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
No, they don't.
So
No.
this
It's
is
not that
Cinco-
they don't celebrate it. It's just not
doesn't
Mexican
mean what it-
Independence Day. That's
yeah,
in
it doesn't
September.
mean yes. Well, also they don't really celebrate it.
No,
Like,
it's
it's
not.
ve-
It's very Americanized, but the thing is,
Yeah.
it's not. And I can't stress enough, it is not
Drinko.
Mexican Independence Day. Do you want? That's why Latino Heritage Month is in September, because Mexican Independence Day is in September.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna speed through some things.
Dante,
also,
what happened?
also, I'm gonna because you're gonna say something, I'm gonna
frozen.
skip the next thing and then come back to it. Okay. We're gonna speed. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna say
speed through a
something?
couple of things. Yes. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
NIL is affecting the draft. 71 players entered the NBA draft, down from 363 in 2021. Also, NFL people, including draft pundits, are also complaining about the lack of players in the draft, and nobody gives a
Duh.
fuck. These players are finally getting paid. Also, in my opinion, this is better for both of these leagues, because
it's
you get
oversaturated.
better players. Well, yes, but you also get better players. You stop some of the players from jumping early when they're not ready. You also have players who don't ruin their lives by jumping early. So personally, especially that someone that cares from the college lens, I don't care that people are mad from the professional sports lens. Let these people get paid. Let them develop a little bit longer. And then if they never make it to the league, they made their money. And if they do make it to the league, they're going to be a better player. The players who are good enough to go to the league early always go, right? There are 3 players in position for a number 1 pick from college basketball this year because they were all really good. And they're all like quality players. That, like Jeremiah Smith, when he's ready, he's going to be 3 and done. He's not going to play a 4th and 5th year. The good players will go. The guys who need that 5th year needs to stay. I don't care about the professional leagues doing this. Speaking of the draft and other things, the NFL draft happened.
Hold on, wait.
um,
So what was I going to say? I'm confused.
Because I'm skipping the order. I'm skipping you and then coming back to you.
Oh, I
looking
was
at the
like,
show
what?
plan.
I was like, what? So we don't get to have opinions about this, or just you just get to have opinions about this? The NIL affecting the draft. I was just asking.
Well, I'm just trying to speed through things because we're long, and I knew you had
I was just asking.
share,
I was just asking.
share.
No, I agree with your opinions. I was just
Share.
like, damn, what if Dante had an opinion?
Dante don't care about this. We've been doing this for a long enough time. I have a general idea of what y'all do and don't care about.
I mean, I think it's hilarious that it's happening so quickly, that the
Yeah.
trickle down of NIL is happening so quickly. I do think that's quite funny that only 71 players are in the draft, but I think that that's better. You get less mediocrity in the league
Yes.
itself. So to me, I'm happy about that. Like, I don't think it's this, the way that it's being like presented in the media is like, this is like some sort of crisis. And like, respectfully, it's not a crisis.
And the thing that we also don't talk about with this is nobody talks about the numbers of players who went undrafted and don't sign contracts.
And don't sign. Exactly.
Like, and I know that
Exactly.
information is out there, but especially in the NBA, right? 71 players, they've only picked 60. So there's still players who's not going to get paid. And
Exactly.
71 is a bit aggressive, right? Like there
Down
is not
from
a large
363
pool,
is a lot.
but at the end of the day, like basketball's a very unique sport, especially where like after like the 14th pick, most of them aren't good anyway.
We don't care. Yeah.
Like it's not like in the NFL, you can get starters in the third round. Tom Brady was in the 7th. I know we like to say that doesn't happen often.
Yes.
6th, but like in general, you get starters in rounds 1 through 3 if you're a good drafting team. And then if you get a starter in 4 through 7, that's great. That happens sometimes, it doesn't. But like your expectation is your first 3 picks will start for you. That just doesn't happen in basketball. It's just not the number of players, the skill level, the difference between LeBron and the next player.
The competition for spots.
It's just different. Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the greatest of all time, but like how much better is he than Peyton Manning? Is he than Tom Brady? Is he than Joe Burrow? Is he than Josh Allen? I have my opinions, but it's not like the gap between like LeBron and the next player.
And the next guy.
Joel Embiid is great, but the gap between LeBron and Joel Embiid is not the same. Like the gap between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow is not that big. Like you can say what you want to, but as far as like pure talent, it's just not that big. So it's just not the same thing. So fuck them.
Period.
But the draft?
Yes. Speaking of the NFL draft, did happen over the course of 21 days and 21 nights. It was a very, very long experience.
It's not that long.
It's very long.
The Big Ten, for the first time in a lot of years, had the most players taken in the first round, which, it's one of those things like the draft comes after the things that you see on the field because obviously the players have to age. The Big Ten is taking over the SEC. Again, do not get me wrong. This is not to say that the SEC will never come back. Everything is cyclical. Everything is cyclical, but as of right now, we are in the Big Ten era. Big Ten had 10 players in the first round. SEC 7, ACC 6, which is huge for them. Big 12 6, which is even bigger for them. Notre Dame had 2 running backs, by the way. First time ever that 2 running backs from the same team have been taken in the first round. And which
the Mountain West
is both good for them and also a state of this running back class, and also a fact that y'all had these 2 good running backs who didn't make the playoffs, but it don't matter. And the Mountain West had 1 team. We are seeing the death of G5 draft picks because all those players are transferring to bigger schools. Last year, but the reason why I wanted to say how many draft picks came from all these schools, last year the Big Ten and the SEC combined for 26 out of the 32 first-round draft picks. This year they combined for 17. I do not think it will always be this spread out, but that also shows how the playoff went, right? You had Texas Tech, you had an ACC team in the championship game. Like the talent was definitely more spread out this year. I do not believe,
and the scouting was obviously more spread out as well. But
yes. And then lastly, because Ohio State had the most draft picks from a school. Ohio State also tied the record.
Ohio State? Really?
Ohio State also tied the record with most draft picks taken in a 2-year period. Ohio State also has 99 first round picks in their school history. I hate that Caden McDonald did not get drafted to make 100, but it was divine intervention because the 100th first round draft pick is going to be the one and only Jeremiah Smith.
How
like
beautiful.
I wanted,
how serendipitous.
like Caden McDonald should have been a first round draft pick. He was of that talent. He got drafted very, very early in the second round. Love that for him. Love that he still got to walk across the stage. Love that Roger Goodell, which I do not like to say good things about him, but Roger Goodell typically only does the first round. But Caden McDonald just has a great infectious energy. And so like Roger Goodell went to him and was like, hey, please come back tomorrow, walk across the stage. I will be there to greet you. And so he may have been the only player that got greeted by Roger Goodell in the second round. So love that for him. But it's also very cool that the 100th number 1 draft pick in Ohio State history is going to be one Jeremiah Smith. So that is it. The draft happened. Things happening.
Period. We'd love to see it. Yes, very, very long process. Love that for everybody who's drafted. I just have to point out that there was an individual who tweeted about not being drafted, and he was very, very upset. But he was like, God has better plans for me. I'm gonna get back in the gym. Da 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 da. And the most hilarious "this you" ever happened, where somebody retweeted it and posted his ESPN profile. He has transferred 4 times in 4 years. What he had for the year was 8 catches and like 105 carries, 105 yards for the year as a wide receiver, and was tweeting about how he did not get drafted. And I have to laugh. I just have to laugh because, of course, you weren't getting drafted, Buki. 8 carries for the whole year? The year? Please.
Okay, hold on. Never mind. I'm gonna change my last minute report. So yeah,
Okay.
do we have a DJ's download this week?
Oh my gosh, yes, we have a DJ's download, and we are downloading. Oh my gosh, shock. The WNBA season starts in a few days. Honey, when you guys hear this, it'll literally be starting in 4 days. So I just wanted to direct your attention to the top 5 teams that you should be paying attention to this upcoming season. I'm going to start at number 5 because, I like suspense. At number 5, I'm actually going to put the Dallas Wings at number 5. The Dallas Wings have an entirely new look. They've got a excellent crop of guards, a brand new coach, and we got some bigs in the building. So I just feel like the Dallas Wings are in a whole different space. It's very, very difficult to judge them against what they were last year because Chris Koklanis is not a good coach and Jose Fernando is. So with that being said, we have a whole new look. We got Enrique coming back for a Supermax, which we've talked about. Paige, Bueckers, AZ Fudd, obviously reuniting as, their previous backcourt duo. We got Alana Smith and Jessica Shepard as the bigs, with Lee Yuru also being tossed in there as well. And then Isaiah James, Miss Zaza, really showing who she is, because if you didn't know, now you fucking know, because she had herself an incredible preseason, and I don't expect her to be slowing down anytime soon. JJ Quinterly is back after a leg injury, and she's looking really good. She's a great defensive player. She actually played football prior to playing basketball, so love that. The Dallas Wings are the 5th team. Now, moving forward up to team number 4, I think the 4th team that you guys should be paying attention to are... Now, I think ESPN would disagree with me, but the 4th team that you guys should be paying attention to are the Minnesota Lynx. I think the Minnesota Lynx are going to be very, very interesting. They have an entirely different look as well. A lot of the players who I just mentioned who are on the Wings were actually on the Lynx at first. And we don't have an Afisa Collier, so you're going to see a different vibe from the Lynx, but I think Olivia Miles is going to be that X factor that really actually continues to make them a contender until Fee actually comes back. And then you've got Courtney Williams and you've got Kayla McBride. There's some really, really great guards there. So even though they look different, I think they're still a team to watch. The 3rd team is the Atlanta Dream. I would argue that the Atlanta Dream is a championship caliber team now that they have Angel Reese. But they have Angel Reese, they got Bree Jones, they've got Jordan Canada, they got Alicia Gray, they've got Ryan Howard, they've got Tahina Powell, they've got Medina Okot. They are a team to watch. They are a team that should have no problem making it to the postseason. I just think it's going to depend on matchups if they make it further than the first round, because they do tend to be a first round exit. But if everybody stays healthy and everything looks the way it's supposed to look, the Atlanta Dream are going to be ones to watch. The second team to watch should not be shocking, and that is the New York Liberty. The New York Liberty, I think, are trying to become that championship team again. They have made a couple of movements, but what they have not moved away from is their core 3 of Sabrina Ionescu, Stewie, and Jonquel Jones. But they've also added Satu Sabli. Bet Nigel Laney Hamilton is not injured anymore. They've signed Marina. What is her name? Leonie Fiebich is who I was trying to say. And they're just all around looking really good. Sabrina Ionescu is going to be out. Oh, Marine Johannes is also what I was talking about. Sabrina Ionescu is going to be out the first couple of weeks, but I don't think that that's going to make... Not that it's not going to make a big of a difference. Obviously, her presence will be missed, but I think that they have good enough guards that the hole will be filled for enough until she gets back, because they know that she really is their court general at this point now that they don't have Courtney Vandersloot. But also they have a really, really amazing Chinese player named Han Zhu, who's going to be an amazing backup for both Breonna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. So they are going to have less usage, which means hopefully they'll have a little bit more longevity throughout the season. And then this should come as no surprise to anybody, but the top team that you should be watching this season are, say it with me, class, The Las Vegas Aces, of course. Asia Wilson is coming back. Chelsea Gray's coming back. Jackie Young is coming back. They're bringing back their core three. They've drafted some great rookies as well, and then they also have Steph Talbot, which if you don't know who she is, she's pretty much like the Asia Wilson of Australia, basically. So I am not worried about the Aces at all. I think a lot of people are, of course, kind of concerned because they didn't play all that great in their preseason game. Oh, and Jewel Lloyd as well. But I think that that's just the Aces way. I think they come out and they confuse you a little bit, but then all of a sudden they've won 20 games in a row and you don't know what happened. But they are trying to do something for the first time in WNBA history, and that is go back-to-back for championships in 2 separate instances. And I think that they absolutely have the ability to do it, all things considered. Kirsten Bell, which a lot of people on the internet like to joke around and say that she's kind of like dead weight for the team. I think she's going to have a bigger role this year. And she's been shooting really, really well. And she actually was starting a few games last season when Jewel Lloyd asked to come off the bench. So I think that it's just going to be really, really fun and interesting. They have some new pieces, but I think it's all going to come together in the end. And those are the top 5 teams to watch. The season starts Friday, May 8th. The WNBA still has a very aggressive scheduling problem. So there are 2 games on at 7:30 and then another one on at 10. Instead of spreading it out. I don't know what that's about. But yes, I do believe the official season opener is, I believe it's Seattle versus Golden State and then Dallas versus Indiana.
We love
Period.
that. We love that the W is happening because we thought that it wasn't going to happen. Um,
Oh my gosh, I'm glad about it though. And I'm glad that it's happening with them being paid because I'm not going to lie. If it was happening with them not being paid, I'd be pissed.
yeah, big facts. Okay, so our screenplay is very simple. We're not going to tell you any games because we don't have to. The NBA playoff second round, watch that. But also, as we just said, watch the WNBA season opener on Friday and the WNBA in general. Thank you. To end the show, last 2-minute report, which I keep forgetting the name that I wanted to change this to. My last 2-minute report is that Cleveland has a professional women's soccer team. In case y'all didn't know this, Cleveland was trying to get a NWSL team. They did not get that team. Instead of trying to bid a second time, they just said we're gonna go for a different league. So they got what is considered a WSL team, which is another professional women's team, but I think it's Division 2. But they just announced their team name. It is the Cleveland Astra. Never heard
Cute.
of that before. They're also set to debut in 2028. So we're getting 2 soccer teams and a basketball team in Ohio in 2028. Astra is a Latin word for stars, and essentially their thought
Cute.
process, their statement is that stars come from Northeast Ohio, which they do. There are a lot of people from Northeast Ohio, including one Halle Berry.
LeBron
We're
James.
just gonna end it
Is
there.
that Northeast
Yes,
technically?
it is.
Yeah,
Actually,
LeBron
LeBron
James.
James.
actually.
So their whole thing is that stars come from Northeast Ohio. That's how they decided to do that, which I think is very interesting. Um, but Latin for stars, to be named for the stars, or to accept their terms, burn bright, hold your position. They put Ohio in the lower crest because it's Ohio. Um, Ursa Major is not a mascot. She's the navigator. The Great Bear constellation points the way to the North Star. I think that's interesting, especially Northeast Ohio. There's a double gold tip frame. They're using a lot of gold. They have the North Star Polaris, which is shaped like a compass. And then Cleveland, I think this is interesting. Their colors are violet, midnight, and gold. So I think, yeah, but like very interesting that they just named it. And this is like a very, very like unique name. Like like I don't know where they came up with this. I actually kind of like it, but like it is like super unique. It is not just like tie into like other things. I think that is one of the benefits to them like not being tied into other things in Cleveland. Like first of all, listen, this is not shade, but Valkyries is a hard name. It's beautiful. I love it,
Gorgeous.
but it's very much tied to like the Warriors. Like there's a lot of teams who like tie their name to their male counterpart or this, that, or the third. And so I think it's just very interesting that they literally just came up with something unique and they really tried to buy it into like Northeast Ohio. Hold on, sorry.
Oops.
I'm trying to find the thing that I wanted to see. Where's it at? No. Okay, it doesn't matter. There was something that they said specifically that I wanted to read on the show, but I can't find it because Instagram is stupid. But basically, yes, their entire thought is that stars come from Northeast Ohio. in athletics and the world and life and movies. There's a lot of people from Northeast Ohio. Some people you don't know is from Northeast Ohio, like one Bow Wow. No, actually, sorry, Bow Wow's from Columbus. There are some people you don't know is from Northeast Ohio because they leave and claim other places, but there's a lot of people. So I just thought that was cool, and that's my last 2 minute.
Period. My last 2 minute report is that for the first time in 150 entire years, a female trainer has won the Kentucky Derby. So Miss Sherry DeVoe, I believe is her name. She is the first woman trainer to ever win the Kentucky Derby. And her horse's name was Golden Tempo. And she basically became a trainer she became a trainer, like she was a stable worker. She worked her way up to assistant trainer. She started her own stable in 2018, and she literally said the only thing that she wanted to do was to be the first woman to win a Kentucky Derby, and she did that. Only 19 starters in Derby history have been trained by women, and before DeVoe, the closest a woman had ever come to winning was Shelley Riley, and she got second with the horse Casual Eyes in 1992. So this is truly a first. And what's really cool is their odds were 23-1. They started at the back of the pack and ran through all of the rest of the horses and won the entire race. And what's really, really cool is the jockey his name is Jose Ortiz, and he was and his brother was actually the second place winner. So it was kind of like a cool like family affair. But yes, Sherry DeVoe, Golden Tempo, and Jose Ortiz all won the Run for the Roses. And honestly, I think it's so apropos that a non-English speaking jockey and a woman won the Kentucky Derby at the height of American hate. I just have to love it. And when Jose Ortiz was interviewed after the race, he just was very emotional about, how much this means for his family and how excited he is about it and how excited he is for his brother and his family being there. And then, of course, Sherry, her reaction went viral on all the social medias because it was so just beautiful, just watching the realization wash over her of the fact that she is the first female trainer to win. And honestly, it just goes to show that when given the opportunity, people can accomplish a lot of things. When you take a lot of these, what people want to call woke or DEI or whatever barriers out of the way, there's true excellence that lies behind that. And so shout out to them. I love it. I'm not a horse race girl. I don't care about none of that Kentucky Derby stuff, but it is one of my favorite things to see on social media, all the outfits and all the things. So shout out to Golden Tempo.
Yes, we do love that. And we love all things women. We love to support women. We love to support women's sports. And I think that is the perfect way to end this show. Also, it is so funny for the people who watch this show like year round. When it's like in the fall, we're just like football, 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 which is 100% my fault because I love football. And then as soon as football ends, it's like, do men exist? Like, what are we talking about?
And then,
like
we're forced to talk about the NBA because it's playoffs.
Like, it's just like in the fall, we're like the most like male dominant sport. It's like, and then as soon as it ends, it's like, all right, but like,
okay, so back to the girls.
But anyways.
And then my thing is, me, I'm gonna find a way to talk about the girls during football season anyway. So I'm be like, and by the way, because let me tell y'all are gonna be fucking sick of me when women's flag football starts. You are going to be sick of me. Actually, you shouldn't be, because you shouldn't be surprised about me starting to talk about women's flag football because you've been here for a while, so you know. But I'm just saying, the boys will be talking about college football on the men's side. I'm going to be talking about flag football because I'm going to be tuned the fuck in. I'm going to be like Jordan. I'm about to be watching mid-majors in the middle of Saturday because I want to see it. But anyways.
Yeah, I try not to get too personal on this, and I do want to be clear that I don't have kids, but I tell my wife all the time that she's gonna be sick because she wants like a little mini me who like loves fashion and everything like that.
She's gonna love fashion, and she's also gonna be playing flag football.
Instead, our daughter's gonna be like watching sports, yelling at the TV with me. And now that flag football exists, like 100%. Like I'm
Here's
just
the
gonna
thing,
have like
though.
a little girl.
She could be the Angel Reese of flag
in
football. She could be like the girly girl. She could have her blush on and be running through hoes. There's duality in all of this.
Yes, we love to see it. But as always, thank you for listening. We will be back next week, and we will have more basketball, but more specifically women's basketball. This is DJ's time to shine. DJ gets the summer, and then football comes around, but we'll all be here. We'll all be celebrating. We love to see it. We'll catch you next week.